President Bola Tinubu has expressed deep concern about the flooding in parts of Maiduguri. He condoled with the government and people of the state, especially families that have lost their means of livelihood. The president called for the immediate evacuation of people from affected areas as relevant authorities assess the damage caused by the flood. The president assured Governor Babagana Zulum that the federal government is ready to collaborate to address the immediate humanitarian needs of the affected people. While Vice President Shettima was in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, to sympathize with the government and people of the state over the flood that rendered thousands of residents homeless, he assured the people of government's quick intervention to bring relief to victims. TVC News senior reporter Jesse Tafida has details.
Vice President Shettima arrives Maiduguri alongside some members of the National Assembly and other top government officials. They are here to sympathize with people of the state over the flood that caused devastation in most parts of the metropolis. The entourage headed straight to the Bakassi camp where the displaced persons are sheltered. Senator Shettima sympathizes with the victims and assured of the federal government's quick response to address the situation. The vice president took time to go around the metropolis to see for himself the devastation. He also visited the Shehu of Borno's palace, where he had to walk through the flood waters to find his way. The vice president assured of speedy intervention from the federal government through the National Emergency Management Agency, Northeast Development Commission and the Refugee Council.
Honestly, Your Eminence, the tragedy that we have seen is well beyond the capacity of the Borno state government alone to shoulder. We rest assured that inshallah, President Bola Tinubu is determined to support His Excellency Professor Babagana Umara Zulum MNI, organizations and private sector, all to the custody of the Borno state government.
So thank you very much for assuring us that you have already, the President has already approved the release of such allocation to Borno state to assist in this direction. Yet, I would appeal that a very high power committee be constituted to study the localities.
At the moment, the flood waters are gradually receding. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
Well, it's good to hear that the flood is receding according to what our correspondent has said. But reports say about 70% of the state was, flooded as it is. And NEMA, that's the National Emergency Management Agency for the state, said that it's because of the flatness, the geographical flatness of the state that made it easy for the waters to move around the state, as we have seen, and that the matter that caused this flooding was because of the heavy downpour that made the dam, the popular dam in the state, collapse, and then the flood spread across the state. But it is also good to see that the vice president swiftly went to visit the people of the state to assess the situation, and seeing him wade in the water, one would see that he understood how the situation was at the end of the day, and he has said that, or he has assured the people rather, that government will ensure quick intervention. And perhaps I want to believe that that will give the people some sort of relief, believing that now that the government as representative has come in terms of the vice president to see the situation, there will indeed be a quick response to the situation.
Yes, Veronica, I monitored social media yesterday as regards this issue, and many were full of praises for the vice president for even stepping out in the water, you know, to go meet the people and understand what they are going through. There's a lot of issues there, and this flood has uprooted a lot of this. Food security is a problem with this flooding because farmers will not be able to go to the farm. In fact, the food would have been washed away, and there's the safety of lives of property of the people because, first of all, the zoo has caved in, so wild animals are out. Especially recently, I think yesterday, it was said in the news that a crocodile was subdued coming out from the zoo. So it's a lot of issue there. And so the fact that the federal government came in so quickly and assured the people of its commitment to help the state government mitigate this kind of disaster, it's quite commendable.
Absolutely.
Very, very commendable, of course. And of course, we believe that from also what we are hearing from our correspondent there, the state government is distributing relief materials to victims of this disaster. And so this will eventually go a long way in reducing the hardship they will be faced with.
It's going to be a lot for the government because
yes,
when you talk about climate change, this is what it is about. And so it means that we need to be proactive as a people, as a government, to addressing the situation. This is not the first time that this matter has happened. I think in the 1980s it was reported to have happened. And now we are seeing it happen again. About 40 years afterwards, it's repeating itself. And so states around Borno need to now look at
region as well.
The northeast, not just, in fact, the whole of Nigeria.
Because it happens in Lagos, Ogun State as well.
Yeah, so when the dam
is opened. It's opened and floods
so
everywhere.
we need to begin to take proactive steps to addressing this matter of climate change as it is, because so much has been lost, lives, property, and all have been lost in the course of this flooding. All right, quickly, let's bring you the news update now.